So Andrea Zopp is Andy's the president and the CEO of World Business Chicago, where she leads economic growth and promotes Chicago as a leading global city. Most recently, she served as deputy mayor, chief neighborhood development officer for the city of Chicago, and previously served as president and CEO of the Chicago Urban League, where I actually had the pleasure of first meeting you, was in that context. She's also worked at many different corporations, so what I'm going to have great fun talking to her about are some of the culture differences between public institutions and public institutions. Please, Andy, thank you. So just like as I asked with Mark, tell us something right up front that's exciting that is happening or that you're involved with at World Business Chicago.
So World Business Chicago is the city's economic development organization. We recruit companies to come here and help businesses here expand. We also promote the city globally. And I just got back from a trip with the mayor and a delegation of about 40 business leaders from across our various sectors to
Where?
China and Japan, Beijing and Tokyo, where we had some tremendous meetings. We signed some great agreements, and we're going to have an announcement tomorrow about something very exciting with a business, a Tokyo-based business that I'm really excited about. So
Is it positive news?
It's very, it's very positive, and it's going to be a company coming here. That's number one, but they're coming to the South Side, which is something else. Woohoo!
That's great.
South Side, and they're going to be creating opportunities for young people, specifically young people of color who are incredibly talented and
That's
So
terrific.
I'm super excited about it. So.
That's great. That's something to be excited about. And what do you think of the Boring Company, B-O-R-I-N-G, not B-O-R-I-N-G?
We're very excited about the Boring Company coming to bore a tunnel for us and our express rail line, which we're very excited about, and is going to make a huge difference and make it really easy to get from O'Hare to downtown Chicago.
I think it's very exciting. You all know, you've heard about this, right? It's coming. It'll take 12 minutes to go from O'Hare to the Loop, so it'll be pretty fast. You've been a leader in both public and private sectors. Very effective in both, I would add. How do you lead differently between the private sector versus the public sector, or are they the same, or what differences do you see that are needed, and then how do you act or behave differently as a leader?
Yeah, I think there are some core leadership traits that I think you carry with you no matter where you go. How you communicate with people, connecting with people, encouraging, delegating, letting them make their own mistakes. I think those are the things that make a difference. The difference in the public sector is everything you do is public, way public, and that doesn't mean that's dramatic difference, but it makes a difference when you're adamantly conscious that every text you send, every email you send, everything you write, when you send an email out, you're pretty sure there's a good chance it could be public. That's a good lesson to learn in the private sector, because sometimes people I was a general counsel lawyer in the private sector, and I often wish that many of the people that I worked with would think, what would happen if this was in the newspaper tomorrow? Which they often did not. So I think it's a good tool, but you have to be conscious of it in the public sector. And the public sector moves, it just moves a lot quicker than at least the private companies that I was in that move pretty fast, but the public sector is very much about what's happening today.
Interesting. How, as a leader, do you behave differently in those two contexts?
I think at your core, you don't really behave differently.
Okay,
I think
good.
my motto is, can I tell my mother I did this? Would I tell my mother I did this? And would I read it? How would I feel if I had to explain it to somebody while I'm talking on a microphone in front of a camera? And I think that should be your motto about decision making all the time, and about how you treat people all the time and how you engage them. So I don't think I've led any differently in one or the other. I think their leadership is kind of who you are, and as we've been talking about, very values-based.